Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM lachaakwath. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Quarters of Zion, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI with another lesson, with another prayer, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. So in this prayer, I want to go into the hastening of the coming of the day of YAHWASHAM YAHWASHI. That's the prayer that I translated. And without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into it, because the hastening of YAHWASHAM YAHWASHI, the day of the YAHWASHAM YAHWASHI, is just going to be as no other, wherein all the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and then a new earth and a new heaven is going to be established. So now we're going to go into that, what that means, a new heaven and a new earth. This is Isaiah 65 verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. See, so this is what it means, that there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth, because we are going to be the rejoicing of YAHWASHAM YAHWASHI, of the Most High. You know, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. So he's going to rejoice in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So he's speaking about the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You see? So let me read 18 again. Isaiah 65 and 18. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. He's going to create, as it says in 2nd Ezra 6, I believe, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the one that follow it. You know, so YAHWASHAM YAHWASHI is going to make good on his promise, and he's going to put the Jacob descendants, which are the native, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, he's going to put them on top. They're going to be in heaven, meaning they're going to be in the ruling class, the ruling status. That's what they're going to have. They're no longer going to be at the bottom. And her people a joy, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people. As it says in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, you know, we are a holy people unto YAHWASHAM YAHWASHI, unto the Most High. And the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, gone, because now our people cry and sigh, and we are being afflicted by these, first of all, Esau, Edom, and also these other nations, as it says in Psalms 83. For the voice of crying, there shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that had not filled his days. Yeah, because now, through illness and sickness, you know, it might occur that a child doesn't live to be old, you know, that he will die young as an infant. And an old man, he shall fill his days, you know, as it was in the time of Genesis, before Noah, you know, living to be 900 years, stuff like that. But now we should be glad if he reached 90 years. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. Gone. You see? So a child is could be, so let me just rephrase that. A child, you are a child when you are what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 years old, right? And after that, you're no more a child. So let's say 10 years. So if you would be 10 years, then you would be considered a child. But now, if a child would be 100 years, then he would be considered a child. So actually, you need to add a 0 to the 10 to see what the comparison is. And exactly what I just said. If you should be glad if you reach 90. So in the time of Genesis, You would be glad if you would add a zero to that, and you would be glad if you would reach age of 900. You see? So the two ages that I just said, just multiplied by 10. That's how it's gonna be in the kingdom. And in the kingdom, we're gonna be all righteous, so we are not gonna die. We are not gonna go off. We are gonna be perfect, and we are gonna be immortal. But since, not to get it too complicated, but in the time of Adam, when Adam transgressed, that's when we started to wither away and die. That's when we started to die, you know. But this is going to be the kingdom, and there's not going to be an infant of days and a child that dies 100 years. That's going to be called a child if you're 100 years, you know, figuratively speaking. But the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. Gone, because in Deuteronomy 28 it says we would build houses and we would work the land, but we wouldn't dwell in the houses that we built. You see, so that curse is going to be lifted. Verse 22, they shall not build and another inhabit, they shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. See? So, like it says in Deuteronomy 28, we would be the tail and somebody else would be the head. And that's going to not be in this time, you know? They're not going to plant and then somebody else is going to reap. No, man. The Most High said, mine elect shall long enjoy the works of their hands. And that also has me thinking about, you know, the elect is working right now on this side. So afterwards, when the kingdom comes, they're gonna rest. Then they're gonna enjoy the work that they did on this side, you know, before the kingdom of heaven came. Verse 23, they shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble. For they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and their offspring with them. You see? So another thing is that the men that are doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the elect, the 144,000, and the elect that's also going to consist of the women and children, you know, that are not doing the work. If a man of the Lord from the 144,000 has children, has offspring, then his offspring is also going to be saved, you know. He and his household is going to be saved. As it says, let me read again. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and their offspring with them. You see? So the offspring is also going to be saved. They are also going to be blessed. Verse 24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Gone, because that's what we're doing. We're sending up prayers to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai daily. And when we do our sacrifice, when we sacrifice our body, pursuing to Romans 12 and 1, every Saturday in camp, you know, according to your area where you live when you are having camp. But for us here in Holland, it's on Saturday. He is going to hear when we send up our prayers, when we do our works. Verse 25, the wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see, so the animals are going to be in subjection again, like in the time of Adam. You see, they're not going to destroy the holy mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, meaning the elect, the 144,000. They are not going to buck up and fight and you know, like how the animals are on this side. The Most High is going to put the fear and the dread of them back in the animals for the elect. You know, when they see the men of the elect, they're going to be fearful and dreaded these animals. Let's go to Isaiah 22. So like Isaiah 66, verse 22. Just a quick precept, not really too in depth. This is Isaiah 66 and 22. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, you see, so Yahweh is the one that's going to make it. It's not of our own hands and of our own will. No, it's the will of Yahweh. He's going to make it. Shall remain before me, saith Yahweh. So shall your seed and your name remain. See, this is speaking about the priests that are doing the work of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. And now we are all kings and priests. You see? So the elect men of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi, the 144,000, and the rest of the remnant, which are the men, women, and children that believe, they are going to be brought into the kingdom of heaven. Let's go to Revelations 21 and 1. This is Revelation 21 and 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first earth and the first, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. See? So John the Revelator, he saw a new heaven, a new rulership, and a new earth, meaning the earth is going to be refreshed. It's not going to be out of balance like how it is right now. You know, we're going to keep the land Sabbaths. We're going to be, how you call it? Esau is greedy. He's depleting the earth. You know, he's depleting the animals also. But we are not going to be like that. We are going to be in balance with the earth. You know, so that's how the earth is going to be refreshed and renewed. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, meaning this rulership of Esau Edom, as I quoted, 2 Ezra 6, that Esau is the end of all things, you know, and Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the one that follow it, roughly paraphrasing. And the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And the sea represent people, and these other people are these other nations, you know, that also have a say and a say in things. You know, if you look at the EU and NATO, you know, these other nations also mingle together with Esau Edom, that have a say in the ruling class, because not all of the Illuminati is only Amalek, you know. Not all of them are only Amalek. You have these other nations also. You have also Moabites elites. You have Ishmael elites, Elamite elites that are in the Illuminati. You see? So what it comes down to is that this earth is going to pass away. So you shouldn't take joy in the things of this world, you know, because knowing that it's all going to pass, you shouldn't take joy in things on this side. So that's why in 1 John 2 and 15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. You see? So this all is going to come to pass. So don't join onto this world, you know. As the prophecy says, there's a new heaven coming and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, where Jacob, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to rule in. And we are trying to hasten that day that Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi comes and that he destroys this place and brings his new heaven and his new earth. You see? So that's why we have this prayer, which is called the hastening prayer, hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi prayer. And it reads, 2 Peter 3, verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And in the Lashon Kodesh, it's lachaakwath, yawam, Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi, Shayabaah, lahachaayash, Ahthawa, Ahshar, shamayam, Yamawagawa, ahsh, Baha, yasadawath, Yabirawa, namashawa. So now with the understanding, Hebrew is a compound language, so you often see many words combined together to make one longer word. But if you take these words out of each other, then you see that it's multiple smaller words like lachaakwath. It means and waiting. So I put a space between the wa and the la, so to show you that you have two different words combined to one. And the next word is yawam. La is two and yawam is day. Yahawah is he exists. It's the name of Yahweh. BAHASHAM is the name of the Heavenly Father. BAHASHAM, Ba is in, Ha is the, Sham is name. YAHAWASHI is he delivers. The name of the person who everybody ignorantly calls Jesus. Shayabaah is coming or befall. Wa lahachaayash. Wa is and, la is two, and 𝐤𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐻 is hasting. Ahthawa, if you see wa in the end of a word, it makes it possessive, to him. So Ahthawa is with him, and Ahshar is which. Wa, as I said, the wa, it does it make it possessive? Yeah, it's possessive. So ba is at or in, and the wa in the end makes it for him, it makes it possessive. Ha, shamayam. Ha is the, shamayam is heavens. Yamawagawa is will dissolved. Ahsh, ba is in, ahsh is fire. Baha, yasadawath, wa is and, ha is the, yasadawath is foundations. Yabirawa is ya, in the end is, in the beginning is he, and in this case it's they. Yabirawa is will burn. Wa is and namasawa is melt. And the second verse, these are two verses that I translated. You can choose which one you want to do, because I found it fitting to translate both, because both of them are very good, because you want to hasten the day of Yahweh Yahushai. And also the second verse, as it reads, 2 Peter 3 verse 13, nevertheless we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. See? So you can, cut it up and use one prayer or the other. And it reads, Wa anakhanawa, which is wa is and anakhanawa is we. Kapaya is as or according. Ha is in. Batakatawa is promise, and the wa in the end makes it his promise, his possessive. 𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿𝐼 is waitings. La shamayam, la is two, shamayam is heavens. Shayam is new. Wa la arataza, wa is in, la is two, and arataza is earth. Sha'a is new, as we just read. The ashayam is news, actually, is multiple. The yam in the end makes it multiple, and this one is singular. Ahshar is wherein or which. Tazadak is righteousness. Yalayak is shall, and ba is in, and ma in the end makes it possessive to them and pursuing to them. So these are basically true prayers that you can choose which one you use, or you can use both of them to hasten the day of Yahweh Yahushai, the day of destruction, when everything is going to melt with fervent heat, when Yahushai is going to come because that day is going to be a dark and gloomy day. It's not going to be of joy for these other nations, you see. And when he is done burning this place up, then a new heaven is going to come and a new earth wherein righteousness is going to dwell, and wherein righteousness is going to rule, as it says in, was it Proverbs 29:2 or Proverbs 28:2? Let me just get it and close it off with that. God, this is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. God, so there's no mourning gonna be in the kingdom of heaven. The people are gonna rejoice because everything is gonna be in balance. Everything is gonna be just and fair. Because the righteous people are gonna be in rulership. The people with the most just laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The people with the laws of the earth that we live in. He created it, so he is going to give us the blueprint how to run this place as it is supposed to be ran. So with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahushai, BAHASHAM Rekakodash, Shalom Akim.